Our sponsors: The Finkley Experience, HBCU First, The Jamal Bakes Morning Show, J&J Leadership Academy. Thank you for your contributions towards The Michael Finkley Show. Hello everybody, it's Michael Finkley with The Michael Finkley Show.
And I'm Nicole with Conversations with Nicole. You can join me Wednesdays at 9 a.m. on all of my streaming platforms.
Well, Nikki, don't forget about The Michael Finkley Show, Mondays, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the CTR Media Network.
Join us.
Francis Chule. I play Pierce in Invasive on Tubi, and you're watching The Michael Finkley Show.
On the next Michael Finkley, entertainer and entrepreneur, the only Keldamuzik is here. She tells us more about the life of being a musician and an actress, and we get a sneak peek about what's to come in the future. Don't miss it, Think Fam. Monday.
There's a new familiar face this time. Say hello to the new daytime. See it everywhere you go, doing the greatest show. It's no other than the Michael Finkley Show. There is no other. He's like no other. I'm so glad that someone resonates with me. Let's do it tonight.
Welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Now, y'all, my next guest, I tell you, we have been in literary conversation for a while, and she's on the show. I'm so excited. She is global sensation herself, entrepreneur, entertainer herself. I'm telling you, she has a lot. But we're going to talk about it all, Think Fam. I promise you. Keldamuzik.
Hey, what up? What up? Mama, smooches, kisses, everything.
Oh my gosh, thank you for being with us. I appreciate you so much.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I know, yes, we've been, communicating for so long, and now we're finally here. It's like, it's a dream come true, to be honest.
It's my biggest dream come true. Listen, it is. So thank you for being a part of our season 8, which is about dreams. We were going to get to that later. And I tell you, when I look at you and I look at your story and the things that you've been through and all the things that you accomplished, no one can say, I tell you, no one can say that I can't accomplish anything, because I feel that you're doing it all in your own right.
Yes.
Just that you're like, it sounds good. Okay, let's go. Let's do it.
Exactly.
Do it. Right. And I love that about you. I love that about you. And it's very contagious. But before I get ahead of myself, let's go back. Let's go back to the 5-year-old you, right? You're in modeling classes and these acting classes, right? Your mom taking you out of school to go to these different places, right?
Yes.
How was all of that growing up for you in California?
It was, I kind of thought that's what was supposed to happen, because as a kid, you don't know any better. You're just like, okay, I'm going to school. Okay, I'm being taken out of school to do this and that. Okay, I'm going to the daycare. Okay, I'm going to, an extra curricular activity or whatever. You just think that's how your day-to-day life is. But it wasn't until my mom started taking me with her to work, and she used to hide me in her office under her desk, and she used to throw all her medical papers at me because she worked at a hospital. She used to toss me all her medical papers, and she's like, here, just play with this, whatever, until it's time to take you to your acting class across the street. And so, she gets in around 8, and then the rest of her employees would come in like around 8:30 or 9 o'clock. And they're like, Wendy, is this your daughter? Oh, okay. What's going on today? And my mom will just say something like, oh, my husband had work, so, I had to watch her. But really, she's doing this to kill 2 birds in 1 stone by, being able to conveniently take me to my acting class, which was in the same city where she was working. So that right there is when, I woke up and I was like, okay, this is not real. This doesn't happen to every child. You know what I mean? So, but I'm so glad I went through it, and I'm so glad that I'm, here today to where I could even tell this story, because I always look at it as, hey, whatever happened in your life, whatever journey you went through, that's what happened. And it's a story. And that story could turn into a movie, could turn into a series, whatever the case may be, because other people will just still find it fascinating. It's interesting. So yeah, that's what I went through as a child. And, it wasn't the norm. And again, being taken out of school and going to all these auditions and going to different acting and modeling classes and just interacting with, people who are older than you has really taught me a lot. And it's just, again, it's just something that I'll never regret. I'm so glad I went through it.
It's amazing when you hear other people's stories and how they progress within their experience of life, right?
Hmm.
And so because it makes us who we are as individuals. You
Hmm.
mentioned your parents, you mentioned your mom, right? Did you find that grind aspect from them?
You know what? They definitely were grinders because my dad worked for the city and then my mom worked for the hospital. And let me tell you something, as Black parents, they were like, we are not going to be a stereotype. We're going to make sure that we have a roof over our children's head, food on the table, clothes on their back. And we're going to get it through working hard. And it was so funny. My parents actually used to make fun of each other saying, you didn't work OT today. You didn't work OT today. They would really go back and forth competing against each other about who worked more OT. And they didn't know, my brother and I knew what they were talking about, but I knew it. I was like, oh, they're talking about overtime. They're talking about making more money. That's what's keeping this internet on. That's what's keeping the lights on. That's what's keeping, this jersey on my back to play soccer after school. You know what I mean? So I definitely got the grind, especially from my dad. He was always, I'm talking about working hours and hours and hours a day. And then same thing with my grandma, who worked, she was like the assistant to the superintendent at a university. And she was just busy every day, just paperwork, just phone calls, errands here and there. And yeah, I think that's just where I get that mentality, that hustle mentality from.
And I tell you, it shows because, in reading your information and doing research, I'm like, wow, she does this, and then she does this, and she goes across the street and does this, right? it's just, you're in your lane, right? And it
Yeah.
all makes you who you are as an individual. So let's just dive into it, shall we? So
Yes.
definitely, which came first? Was it the music? Was it the acting? Was it the fashion? Or was it kind of like a mixture of all and it kind of found its own lane as you went on?
Oh, yes. So definitely as a kid, started off with acting, reading monologues, commercials, and eventually, dabbling a little bit into fashion, learning how to walk the runway, doing makeup, wearing different outfits, posing. People always tell me, they're like, oh my God, you're amazing in front of the camera. And then later music came into play because I started writing. I'm always on the computer and I'm always like writing stories to myself. Then I started writing poetry, and I used to like, on binder paper, I used to just write, just a whole bunch of crap and staple it together and call it a book and put a sticker on it and say, My Little Pony and Dog. Next book. Okay, next book, and that's where I got the bug for writing. And from there, that's when I got the spark to do music because someone once heard me rap and they were like, you're pretty good at that. Not so much singing, you're okay, but rap, you're pretty good at. So that's when I started pursuing that more. And officially in 2005 is when I released my first album called Shut Up Listen, hip hop album, you know what I'm saying? And oh gosh, it was a fun journey starting out. And you got to deal with all the politics, you got to deal with people who are not used to seeing a female rapper in a while, ever since artists like Eve, Foxy Brown, Lil Kim, the Brat, since they took a little break, the market was a little bit empty before Nicki Minaj came out. And so just there was a bunch of female rappers and I was one of them. And we were all just trying to figure out ways, and outlets to really get ourselves out there. And it was hard. And if it weren't for Nicki Minaj coming out, a lot of us wouldn't be here today because she really took the bullets and opened the door and went through all the challenges and obstacles as a new female rapper. And it just created a foundation for us to step into.
I love that you found your niche in your lane.
Yeah.
But in discovering that though, why
Yeah.
the genre of hip hop? you know, because you're a
Hmm.
very creative being, right? So why
Hmm.
this genre?
I feel this is the best way I could express myself, and it's like an open platform where you can do and say whatever you want. There's no limit when it comes to hip hop. Whereas, with pop and R&B, you have to worry about image, you have to worry about, what's being said in your music, what lyrics you're using, and how the way you portray yourself. Um, but with hip hop, it's just like you can do whatever. You could say whatever. It's an open platform to just do whatever you want, and you don't have anyone judging you. And I think also too, for me, being just like I'm just like a weirdo. At least that's what my mom used to call me. She's like, "You weird." But for me, it's like I could be that within hip hop. I could be myself. I don't have to put on this image that I'm not, this squeaky clean girl image. I could just be whatever I want. And I think that's for me, that's what brings joy for me when it comes to hip hop music.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So did you ever imagine when you started your music career that your music would be on Housewives of Atlanta, the Bad Girls Club, the real world? Did you imagine that? Did you see
No,
that?
not at all. And you know what? Like when I was younger, just getting into the music industry, we didn't know anything about music placements, syncing, or licensing. We don't know what that is. We're just like, hey, get signed to a label and all of that will be taken care of.
Right.
You know what I mean? But as I wisened up in the industry and started learning the ropes and working behind the industry and wearing the management hat for myself, that's when I started to learn about, syncing and licensing and placements and learning, okay, that is actually where you can make a lot of money. Aside from booking shows, and back then, aside from selling CDs or whatever, before streaming took over, that's where you can make a lot of money. Until this day, you can make a lot of money from streaming. So it was hard to imagine at first, but my first placement was it was Sony Entertainment. It was a movie called Please Give, starring Amanda Peet, and they placed my song "Wait Up" on there, and that was from the Diva album. And the production company, they told me, they said, "Hey, we're going to use your song." Of course, they uh, gave that money. You know what I'm saying? And me and my business partner, we went to the IMAX theater in San Francisco to go see it. And I remember we were just waiting the whole time for the song to come on, and we were the only ones. When we heard the song, we're like, ah! Everyone's like, I'm like, that's my song. That's my song on there. Right. So
Oh
it
my
was,
word. I love that. I love that. It's I can only imagine that feeling. Like literally
yeah,
only imagine that feeling of like you're watching this incredible film and it's like my song is up here. Don't you tell me to shush.
right.
Because I'm gonna scream. I
Ex-
worked hard on this song. No, you gonna
exactly.
you gonna listen. You gonna listen to it. We're gonna listen to it together.
We're going to listen to it together.
We're gonna listen to
Hush.
it together. Oh, and then also you're sharing the stage, not just in the States, but globally with like
Yes.
Lloyd and Kid Ink. Like, oh my gosh. How
Yeah.
do you even get to that point, especially in starting your music career later?
Yeah, definitely. I did everything as an independent artist, and that's why I always pat myself on the back because I wasn't ever signed to a major label or have like the corporate man behind me pushing me and putting millions of dollars behind me. I did this all by myself, me and just a couple of others with just phone calls and outreach and consistency and persistency, just all of that. And when I went on tour with Lloyd, I was just treated as a celebrity, just like them, just like him, just like Kidding, just like I think Young Chris was on tour and a couple other guys. But it was just like during that time again, when female hip hop was blossoming because of Nicki Minaj, and in Tokyo, they replied back to us and said, well, we are doing a tour in August, a summer music festival, and we could use a female artist, someone who's doing their thing in the States. And hey, I happen to be one of the lucky ones. And what can I say? Just made it happen. Made it
Boom,
happen.
boom, 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 boom. Right
You
there.
know?
And that's
Right.
how it goes. That's how it goes. But now,
Yes.
again, too, like you're still conquering music
Yes.
and you are still in the world of fashion. Let's talk about this up here. Let's talk about Tams.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. Right. Where did that
Let's.
idea come from?
Yeah, so it was during COVID, during the time where, hey, we are finding undiscovered talents that we could create to brand ourselves even more and to expand ourselves even more. And I never was in the fashion world at all, but I was sitting around with my team and I said, you know what? I want to come out with not only just merchandise that represents Keldamuzik, the artist, entertainer, but I want something that just the typical person would want to purchase just because they like what they see. And so I figured no one has branded a beret in pop culture, in the Black community, or in hip hop. So I came out with the beret. And check this out. Originally, I named the beret Tinks, but a company, a major company who has something, they have a clothing line and they have hats in their line, and it kind of, well, the name is kind of Tinks for them, but they, copy infringement stuff, and I had to change the name because there's no way I could compete with that company. That's $1 billion company. So I changed the name to Tams. My mom again gave me this idea because she said that I guess back in the day, like in the 50s and 60s, when people used to wear the berets, the slang word was called Tams. So I took off the Z and replaced it, or took off the S, replaced it with the Z, and that's how I came up with Tams, baby.
And not only do women rock it, but men rock it
Yes.
too.
Yes. And when I made it, I at first I told myself, okay, this is going to be for women because I was just thinking of, just all the colors that women like. But I'm like, wait a minute, men like these colors too, and men want to rock these too. So why not? So yeah, I've been producing fashion shows, been having men and women, older, younger, it doesn't matter what size, ethnic background, or whatever. I'm giving the non-traditional, just regular person a chance to feel like a model on the runway when they wear this.
I love it. So fall and winter are right around the corner. And
Yes.
so when I like something, I like to get in different colors. You have a variety of colors. And that means that I have to rock some this fall and winter.
Please do, and send us a
I
picture
definitely
because we would
will.
love to post it. Yes.
Listen, you ain't said nothing but a word. You ain't said nothing but a word. But yeah, again, your catalog just continues because not only have you
Mm.
been in different films and independent films, but you've been a producer as well, right?
That's right. I produced a couple of short films that made it to the Black Hollywood Film Festival and even starred in a few independent films. And I was featured in someone's independent feature film that actually it's what is it? It premiered at the Sundance Film Festival a few years. Then it got picked up on Hulu and Disney Plus. It's called First Date, and you guys could stream it. You'll see me in there, a couple of my scenes. And I'm like, hey, I'm on Disney Plus, Hulu. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Oh my word. Now listen, the last thing I want to tap with you on is your podcast.
Yes.
Again, you're just taking over. Now, where is the idea of a podcast? And because you like, why not? Why not do a
Why not?
podcast?
Okay,
Where did it
why
come from?
not? Oh my God. So I started doing reality TV years ago. And then I started a talk show called Diva Talk Tonight. And it was broadcasting on a major independent station here in the Bay Area. And then I said, you know what? Everyone's streaming nowadays. Let's put this online. And finally I got it to where Tubi picked it up. So the show is called Diva Talk Tonight. It's on Tubi. Okay. There's 12 episodes, and I just closed a few other deals that I can't mention yet, but the show is just growing bigger and bigger to the point where I'm going to start producing more content again for it. And it's just really exciting. It's entertainment, talk show, podcast, and it's just where we interview people of all backgrounds in the entertainment industry and talk about what they've been through, how they accomplished their goals. And yeah, you guys could watch the current episodes right now on Tubi.
Oh my word. Oh, does it not stop with you? Oh my goodness. She is the epiphany of I can do anything if I set my mind to. Oh my word.
Yes.
So don't go away, Think Fam, because when we come back, our dearest friend now, she's going to play one of our newest segments here on the Michael Finkley Show called What If? And later on, she's going to tell us her next biggest dream. So don't go away. Back in a moment. On the next Michael Finkley, Billboard charting artist and philanthropist Rufus Johnson is with us. He talks about his new single, So Good, his nonprofit organization, future projects. See Rufus like you've never seen him before. Award-winning social media talk show by the CTR Media Network. All new Finkley, Monday. HBCU First. HBCU First Incorporated is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. HBCU First is a student-led community advancing the well-being and economic participation of America's Black youth. As the leading HBCU internship and mentoring academy, we empower elite students from 70-plus historically Black colleges and universities with in-demand college-to-career skills. For more information, visit their website, www.hbcufirst.com. Hello everybody, it's Finkley from the Finkley Experience. We're an educational consulting firm that specializes in first-generation education. So we assist students with their college and career endeavors. We train school administrators on the state of first-generation students. And also, we partner with colleges and universities to assist their first-generation population for easy transition from high school to college. So if you're looking for a presenter or speaker that presents on these topics and so much more, visit our website at thefinkleyexperience.com and learn about all that we do. We're looking forward to working with you. Welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Still chatting with our newest, dearest friend, Keldamuzik.
Hey!
Oh my gosh. And she gets to play one of our newest segments on the Michael Finkley Show. What if? Now, so with What If, right? We asked the question, you have done so much thus far, right? With music, fashion, all the things, right? Podcasting, everything. Your show's on Tubi. Listen, you are just fantastic. But if you did not accomplish any of these things, what would you be doing?
Ooh, that's a good question. You know what? Something to do with animals. Maybe a zoologist. I don't know if I would want to be a veterinarian, but something to do with animals. Probably, yeah, just working at a zoo, owning my own sanctuary of marmots, which are rodents. They're like in the woodchuck family. I mean, that sounds kind of weird, but yeah, I would own like a sanctuary of that, and I would open it up as, you know, a tourist spot for people to come and feed the marmots and take pictures. And then I also would, you know, throw in some red pandas in there. I like exotic animals. So anything to do with animals is something that I would pursue, because I feel that animals are human too, you know, and I love them. So shout out to Ziki, my little Maltese. But yeah, something to do with animals if I wasn't doing this entertainment stuff.
Oh, I would have never guessed that. I would have never ever guessed that. Where'd the love of animals come from?
When I was a kid, I had cats and dogs, and let me tell you something, the cats would just have like 3 litters a year, and the litters would be like 5 to 6 cats. I had like a cat farm. I might as well be a cat lady. I sleep with my cats. I put my doll dresses on my cats. I remember my grandma would just sit there and laugh her ass off because I'm struggling trying to put this Cabbage Patch dress on my cat, and the cat's like. So, yeah, I love animals to death. I love them.
Oh my word. Wow. Wow. And now you know, Think Fam. And now you know.
Now you know.
And now you know. But when we come back, we're going to ask the question of the season. What is your next biggest dream? Don't go away, Think Fam. Back in a moment. Hey Think Fam, join us Wednesdays for Wednesday Wishes, your inspirational moment, available on all social media platforms.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny Lewis of Kenny Lewis and One Voice, and you're watching my boy Michael Finkley on the Michael Finkley Show.
Call on Jesus. Looking for some of the best soul food right here in Mullen, South Carolina? I promise you. Come on down to Garden Alley.
Our grape salad's fabulous. Our Watergate, our potato salad, our chicken is fresh. Macaroni and cheese is salted to perfection. I haven't found anything that's not great. Best ever.
Banana pudding, cakes, pies. Yeah. Selection is huge. Garden Alley is an awesome place to eat. I really love it.
Come by and see the amazing staff at Garden Alley, downtown Mullins.
Hi guys, welcome to Awaken. We wanted to serve the city of Mullins. We are church owned, and we felt like a coffee shop was such a huge need in the city of Mullins. There's nowhere for people to just come, get a cup of coffee, sit with friends, maybe do some work on the laptop. And so we feel like it was a service that we could give back to the city. Well, our hope is that people will feel calm, that they'll feel welcome, that it'll be a place where they can come and just clear their mind.
We come here twice a day. That's how good their smoothies, their coffee, their lattes, frappes, delicious. I would love the atmosphere here. If I had time to come and just sit and relax, I would. It's awesome.
One thing that I really love about it being here is just the cozy environment. It's so inviting. I can come in here and I can get my schoolwork done, a good coffee and a good meal. But I'm just really thankful that they're here and that I have a good place to go.
We're open Tuesday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Awaken Coffee Bar, downtown Mullins.
On the next Michael Finkley, Billboard charting artist and philanthropist, Rufus Johnson is with us. He talks about his new single, So Good, his nonprofit organization, Future Project. See Rufus like you've never seen him before. Award-winning social media talk show by the CTR Media Network. All new Finkley, Monday. All right, here's the question of the season. What is your next biggest dream?
My next biggest dream is to produce my own full-length feature film. And I already have something in the works. We're just in the planning stages of it. But my dream, I guess, ultimately is to become a movie star. I want to star in my own films, other people's films, and I want to play an action hero. I want to create my own action hero. And I just want to, it wouldn't be like Wonder Woman or even Catwoman or any of them. It would be my own superhero, like Super Diva. That's who I would be.
Let's make it happen, because I feel that the beret is already a part of the outfit.
Yeah, there you go. Yes.
It's already part, it goes along with it. So let's just make it happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's make it happen.
Let's make it happen, baby.
I love it. With all that you've accomplished thus far, are you proud of yourself?
Very, very proud of myself. And it's just so much that I've accomplished that I don't even remember what I accomplished until I type my name in Google and I'm like, oh, shoot, I was in a play. I started in a play. I hosted this event. Oh, I got introduced to, perform here. I performed at the Bay Area Pride at Great America. I'm just part of so many families and so many brands. And that's the way I love it, because I feel that I am a brand, and you are as a musician, actor, whatever. You're your own entity, and you have to treat yourself like that when you collaborate with other brands, and be this professional business that people want to collaborate with. So yeah, that's how I feel about myself, just working here, there.
Working here, there, everywhere, here, there, everywhere.
Everywhere it
I
don't
love
stop.
it. Make that a song. And I do background vocals. So I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. Got that noted.
Yeah. Yeah, let's make that happen. Currently, what are you working on now?
Yes. So right now, I just finished up I'm working on the feature film right now. I'm also working on a new single that I'm gonna be releasing shortly. We're gonna make sure that goes through all the major media outlets, BT Jams, and so forth. And then I'm working on a couple more fashion shows for the Berets and a couple more films that are coming up that I'll be filming in 2025. I know for sure I'm supposed to be going to South Africa next year in spring, and this will be a conference that I'll be touring with, where we're going to explain to the youth how music is therapeutic for the mind, body, and soul, and not just going to the club and listening to it and getting drunk and high or whatever, but more of how music changes your mood, how it changes how the way it just changes your mindset. So that right there, I really, really look forward to. I love going overseas, and Joburg is a place I always want to go to, and to go there and to talk to kids about how music is therapeutic is really another dream for me and a milestone for my career. So yeah,
let's make it happen, right? Let's make it happen. I love it. What I love about life is that when we go forth in life, right, we pass away. We always have that little dash. Right.
Yeah.
And that dash are the things that we accomplished in life and what people can say about us, right? That made us our being. So we're just fulfilling the dash.
That's right.
The dash.
That's right.
That. I love this. How can we follow you on social media?
Yes, I always tell everyone, visit my website. It's where you can find everything about me. That's keldamuzik.com. KELDAMUZIK.com. You'll find my socials. You'll find the updates on my latest music, videos, podcasts, TV show, other shows that I'm a part of, other projects, whatever you want to know about me. That's my world. That's my portal, KeldaMuzik.com.
All right. You heard it here, Think Fam. Keldamuzik. Thank you for being with us. Thank you. You have to come back, though.
You know it, of course. Shoot, I'm coming back.
You heard it here, Big Fam. Big Fam, thank you so much for watching. And remember to always, always pursue your dreams. Have a good one.